The Morning X with Barnes and Leslie.
99X.
I have done this by myself. I'm not stopping. I'm not stopping.
Mickey, I want to say something. You've got to give up this crying stuff.
Okay.
The minute a woman cries, you're giving away your power. You have to cry privately.
Well, I think it takes a lot of strength to show this type of vulnerability.
No.
I understand what you mean.
Not in business. I'm sorry, not in business.
That was a scene from one of my favorite television programs of all time, Shark Tank. And man, she is lethal sometimes. Please welcome Barbara Corcoran. Hello, Barbara.
You can't be talking about me being lethal. That's not a lot. That's not an adjective that applies to me.
But you were giving this girl, her very stern advice, which I've noticed the last couple of years, you've been coming in hot on a few people and not holding back.
Well, you know what? I've kind of leaned a little bit more toward Kevin's thinking, and people have to hear the truth. He delivers in a way that tears people's heart out. I like to try to deliver it soft. But bad news is bad news. You know, criticism is criticism, and there's just so much you could do in telling people the truth.
But it's great advice. You give really good advice.
Thank you so much.
Barbara, you are giving a gift. You're literally giving a gift to the world with your advice, with something called Barbara in your pocket. Now, I want you to talk about this, but I looked it up, and the very first thing it says is that unfiltered, no BS advice.
There you go.
From Barbara. And I'm like, there you go.
You're right. But I'm not unkind, I must tell you. I just tell you like it is. That's all. People want to hear that. They don't trust bullshit, honestly. Most people have a great radar. It just goes off like bullshit, you know? But that doesn't happen with me.
Well, all the money you've made with all those companies, if you could just send us $17,000 for the last 3 S-bombs you dropped, that'll be great.
Guess what? I'm out. I got to hang up the phone now. I have something to do.
But this project...
Yeah, kind of explain it.
Well, you know, there's a lot of entrepreneurs out there that have their dreams. And the one piece they don't think about is when they get started, it's lonely. You know, you're by yourself. You're usually not setting out with a team of 10 people to have fun with and brainstorm with. So they really don't have anybody to even hear their own ideas, a backboard to bounce it off. So I'm that backboard. I give the advice, or I just listen, or our members, which are all entrepreneurs, chime in and give their advice too. It's a brainstorming platform, a direct Barbara to you platform, but people get whatever help they need. And that's really all my intention was. Let me give you a hand. I should have called it, let me give you a hand versus let me jump in your pocket.
Well, I mean, as flirty as I've seen you before on that stage, Barbara in your pocket sounds like a crazy app. Someone might be like, hey.
It really does.
It's like, hey, Barbara's got a new app, Barbara in your pocket. Okay, all right.
You're not buying it, are you? I can hear it between your spaces. You got to buy it because it literally is that. If you could turn to me, I'm right there.
Yes.
Whenever you want, boom, there I am. There I am with the advice. You're going to love it. You have to try it, baby.
It's a brilliant idea. It's like almost like a little mini Shark Tank. You get mini Shark Tanked without the investment.
That's true.
Now, Shark Tank, which is, of course, Fridays at 8, 7 Central on ABC, and it streams on Hulu. Looking back over the years on this dream job, I mean, what a freaking dream job. What's the biggest turd you ever invested in?
The biggest turd?
Yeah.
My gosh, I didn't know you were allowed to use that word on public radio. Okay, why not?
You just dropped SH 3 in a row. I can say that.
Yeah. Oh, did I? I don't even hear myself. I didn't mean to do that. Sorry about that. I'll clean it up in the future. Hey, listen, the biggest thing that I invested in that lost all my money was about $300,000 on a guy who had a YouTube advice that he stuck in your ear. It was just wackadoodle. But it was in my early years before I realized the key to Shark Tank is not judging the products. It means nothing. You have to judge the entrepreneur. Because I've had more entrepreneurs with stupid ideas that have turned the ideas around into something entirely different because they're so determined to make it to the finish line. And that's really what I keep my eye on the last 7 or 8 years on Shark Tank. What do I think of the entrepreneur? I'm buying entrepreneurs, not businesses, all the time on Shark Tank.
And this guy did what? He gave advice in your ear on YouTube?
Yeah, but you had to have it surgically put in. Who wants YouTube in your ear?
Oh.
Kind of thing.
Got it.
Seeing eyeballs or something. I couldn't even make it out. But at the time, he was such a good pitch salesman. I thought, whoa, that sounds racy. I think I'm going to go for that. I never saw $300,000 go out the door so fast.
We're talking to the one and only Barbara Corcoran, who just launched Barbara in Your Pocket, a members-only community of like-minded entrepreneurs at every skill level. BarbaraInYourPocket.com. Now, the flip side of that, because I'm one of those that binges all the time. On the flip side, was there something that maybe you didn't invest in and you're like, we kind of wish I had?
Yeah, and they were all Lori's deals, and that's why I'm not that fond of Lori. She tends to steal a lot of good deals away from me. She invested in the Reader Right, or Reader something, a little eyeglasses that magnetically hold on to whatever shirt you have on. And the worst part about it is I thought, boy, that's a stupid thing. And then that night, my great uncle called me and said, I bought your wonderful glasses. And that always happens to me. People will come up to me right away when I pass on something the next day. It's like insult to injury. That one was a bad one. The porta potty she also bought. I wish I had bought that one. That sold a lot of money. But I've had my wins, too. We've all had our wins. So we try to play it nice. But I wish they were all mine. Honestly, I get very jealous.
Well, we've mentioned this multiple times, but your director, Ken Fuchs, lived with us at my house over a summer during COVID while he was doing a show here in Atlanta. And on one of the trips, he came back from Shark Tank and he had a whole bag full of stuff that didn't make it. Like it was stuff that, here, take this. It didn't make it. It didn't work. And I thought half of the stuff was really cool. Have you ever walked out of the Shark Tank set with something like that maybe didn't get a deal or whatever, but you're like, this is really cool?
Let me tell you something. I come home with 2 giant suitcases filled with stuff from Shark Tank, thinking they're going to make great gifts, and I'll pawn them off on some sucker who doesn't know the difference. When I look at those things that I brought home, I think, thank God I didn't invest in this. Thank God I didn't invest in that. So I have an opposite reaction to you. I guess I'm more particular. Most of that stuff hits the trash bin like within 12 hours of arriving back in New York City.
That's probably why you brought it back to me.
Oh, what Shark Tank pays them. They paid Ken $1 to offload it on you.
That's what happened. I get it now. I see.
What nice friend you have in Ken.
Exactly.
Outside of being an amazing entrepreneur, what do you do for fun? You have any hobbies?
I ski like crazy, and I'm a damn good skier, or I wouldn't be having fun because I'm very competitive. I have to be faster than anyone else going down that particular slope for some reason. I exercise a lot. I like to go on bike trips. I like to travel. I frankly like everything else I do more than work, but I happen to love my work too, thank God. So it takes up a lot of my time.
Well, Barbara in Your Pocket, you can get it. Go to patreon.com/Barbara Corcoran. You can find it there. And I'll just read the tagline so you know this is not an act. It says, choose your membership, unfiltered, no bullshit advice from Barbara.
You got it.
Absolutely.
You got it right.
Thank you, Barbara. It was great to reconnect.
But I'm not going to curse anymore. I'm not going to curse anymore.
You can do it. You can do it. Absolutely. Have a great day. We'll see you later.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Barbara Corcoran, of course, on Shark Tank, Friday nights, 8 o'clock on ABC.
Brett, you're standing there selling a $500 string of Christmas lights. The only one who would spend $500 on this tree is somebody rich like Robert who lives in a 20-bedroom mansion on a cliff. So I'm very out.
Good morning, X. With Barnes and Leslie.